good evening, everyone. Thanks for staying up with us as we track Winter Storm Aspen on this first alert weather day. Mike, we've been tracking these heavy bands of snow moving through, and most recently, the colors. I'm not familiar with seeing, we don't see it very often, that purple shade across parts of Litchfield County.
Yes, we certainly have some impressive snowfall. We'll jump right into First Alert Live Radar here to show you sort of the progression of this over the last half hour. A couple of things that we can pick out right immediately. The mixing line right along the shoreline, but as Jill mentioned, this is the snow band that we're focused on here. So this is stretching from Route 7 near Kent and Cornwall to Route 8. Very heavy snowfall. In fact, see these purples that are popping up from Bantam Lake all the way over to the New York border into the northern tip of Sherman. These are confirmed snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour, and the band itself really not moving all that quickly. Dumping snow in parts of Litchfield County right now. We could see some jackpot totals come out from underneath this band. Here's an animation over the last half hour to show its progression. So it's moving into the state through New York and will eventually make its way into Connecticut. If we zoom back out to the statewide perspective, though, a couple other things to point out. We have some heavier snow in the Hartford metro area now. Another band of snow that stretches roughly from Manchester down through, say, Cheshire and Southington, bringing some heavier snow to Glastonbury, Wethersfield, Rocky Hill, the northern end of Cromwell, back toward Berlin, East Berlin, and again, Southington. That's where we expect some of that heavier snow down toward Meriden, too. And this is impacting portions of the Wilbercross Parkway, impacting portions of 91, 691. And then along the shoreline right now, the entire shoreline dealing with a bit of mixing. We've been watching the mixing line try to surge north. It's just off the shoreline and approaching the shoreline from West Haven all the way through Guilford, Madison, Clinton, and parts of southeastern Connecticut. We see a bit more mixing. We're going to flip over to the iCams here and take you through a little tour of the state. Our iCam in London right now showing rain on the lens. It's 34 degrees. Look at those winds, east-northeast sustained at 20 miles an hour, but a completely different scene. Our iCam in Waterbury looking like a winter wonderland where temperatures are still in the 20s. Our iCam Middletown, that snow caked on the lens, temperatures right around freezing. Very similar on our iCam here in Torrington. And that's what we'll be seeing is some very heavy snow. And the last time the Hartford area had a 6-inch snow, a little over a year ago, but the last time the Hartford area had a snow over 1 foot, not since early February of 2021, almost 3 years ago, and we do expect that this will stand for the Hartford area. Jill, certainly some impressive snow falling across Connecticut right now. You have the latest on when Winter Storm Aspen will finally wrap up.
Right? Yeah, we want to know when things are going to improve, especially if you need to travel. Well, tonight, if you don't need to, I would stay put. We're going to be watching those temperatures inland staying cold enough to support snow longer than down towards the shoreline. As we fast forward in time, we're going to stop the clock at about 3 a.m. You'll notice that changeover down across the shoreline counties. Some of that mix could make it as far north as Hartford. We'll be watching that very closely, but all snow points northward. As we continue into the morning hours, a little lull, perhaps a little changeover for a few hours to maybe just rain, and then the backside of the system comes in, and that's when those temperatures will drop back down again, and the snow will take back over if you're seeing some of that mixture, especially down towards the shoreline. Another little push of snow. So the heaviest falls overnight tonight, but then tomorrow a couple more inches will be possible. Wrapping up late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, look at these temperatures in the 20s. So anything that is slushy will turn into ice. It will freeze up. So we want to give you the first alert. There will be some icy spots tomorrow night as, things wind on down. Anything that melted will refreeze again. So the grand total, 6 to 10 inches across our northern counties. We're going to see some higher amounts up towards Route 8 across the eastern part of Litchfield and the western part of Hartford County. As you get farther south, the amounts start to drop down, and especially down towards the immediate shoreline. You may have already seen the bulk of the snow that you're going to see with Winter Storm Aspen. Fluffier to the north, easier to remove, heavier and wetter to the south, and that is really, it's caking on parts of the street signs. It's making it difficult to see. The visibility is dropped because we have, heavy snow coming down. Winter storm warning for a large portion of our state. Winter weather advisory in effect across the southern portion. So certainly travel, shoveling, biggest impacts. We'll be watching coastal flooding, that potential for early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, for the most part, you're escaping that threat. And then in terms of, wind damage or anything like that, in terms of like an outage, it's a possibility, but not anything widespread. So once that passes through, things improve for a couple days, but then we have another first alert for heavy rain, strong wind gusts. That's Tuesday night into Wednesday, catching a little break. Look at that. We do it again. Another system for Saturday. Very active pattern. And of course, we have a team coverage that will continue into tomorrow morning. A lot of folks coming in. Aya?
That's for sure. Thanks, Jill. We want to continue